What's up, everybody? My name is Ron Empire, and welcome to my channel. Alright, good morning, everybody. It is April 4/23, right? April is 4, right? April 23rd, 4/23, and it is now 8:03 a.m. So today, we have the update 1.3. It is officially live. We are back to our live branch. We're no longer on the experimental. So for those who have missed out on the species hubs, the only way you're going to be able to see that is by watching my VODs on my YouTube channel for the 1.3 update experimental. It's a separate playlist from the regular walkthrough playlist. But yeah, they scrapped it, and they made some changes to the mechanics for the current hub. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to show you the patch notes, since some of you guys probably aren't watching the experimental branch playlist. And if you're just following my regular walkthrough guide playlist, then you might want to check some of these things out here. All right, let me go ahead and switch over to that. All right, so this is the final patch notes for the 1.3. Some of the stuff that we've been experimenting only covers a small, well, a 90% subset of the actual live version. The River Kelpie is actually new for me. I wasn't able to test that. So today, hopefully, we'll be able to find it because it is a dangerous glade event only. Let me go ahead and scroll through this. I might not read all of this, but I will scroll through it. So if you want to pause, if you're watching the VOD, just pause it and then read it for yourself, or go directly to the Steam page and then click on the news for this. Alright, so here it says, greetings, Viceroys, prepare to confront the mythical River Kelpie as it emerges from the depths to challenge even the bravest adventurers. That is the Kelpie. It's kind of like a water seahorse or something, right? Let's see here, what else? So what's new to 1.3? 1.3 brings a tide of changes. Featuring River Kelpie, new event, new perks, increased zoom distance. This is something we did not get to test. So we'll check that out today. I think that'll be cool to get a bigger zoomed out version of our city. Precise tree marking tool. So the version on the experimental branch is a little different. It had just a cylindrical cone. But here, from the developer stream yesterday, we actually saw like a giant beam pointing down onto the tree. So we'll have to check that out for ourselves to see. Tooltips, improvements, new icons, balance changes, and more. Let's dive in. And pretty sure it's currently 35%. So FYI, guys, a PS Against the Storm is now 35% off during the Earth Appreciation Festival. So don't let this opportunity drift away, and secure your copy or share the news with a friend, right? So if you don't already have Against the Storm, go buy it. It's on sale. It's a pretty good deal. It's about less than 20 bucks. 19.50 or something, right? All right, so this here is very important. Settlement saves. So in the past, whenever they add a new update, they would actually force finish your settlement, or if they did something to the cycle, they would force end your cycle. So here is something new. If you're in the middle of doing something like a world event, and it's a very important world event, and you don't want to get force finished, because if you do get force finished, you lose the event and can't do it again. And some world events are pretty cool, right? You crash airship, you get that. The rewards are pretty good. So if you're in the middle of something, don't update the patch. Don't load your save file. I mean, if you update, it's not going to do anything, right? You have to load your enter the game, hit the play button to actually get it to modify your save file. So what you want to do, though, is if you did accidentally update it, don't launch the game or don't hit the play button. switch over to the beta branch and then select the 1.2. So it'll say this right here. As compensation, you'll receive extra Citadel resources and royal resupply. That's if you opt to have it force finish on you, right? Numerous systematic changes require us to close the ongoing settlements to avoid potential issues. As compensation, you'll receive extra Citadel resources and royal resupply. Okay, so Steam only. However, for those who weren't able to finish the settlement, we also prepared a separate branch on the Steam where we'll keep the previous version for an extra week. To switch the branch, right-click on the Against the Storm in your Steam library, select the properties, and go to the beta tabs and select Against the Storm version 1.2 from the drop-down list, right? So you can actually switch to an older version of the game just to finish out your town. And then once your town is done, you can go back and then choose the None, and then that will give you the latest version. All right, so let's scroll down. Developers notes. Today's update focuses a bit more on the quality of life features and overall game balance, but there is still some new content to spice things up. We're also laying the groundwork in preparation for an exciting future. I think that is in reference to the DLC. Let's talk about the new content first. With this update, we're introducing a new Dangerous Glade event, the River Kelpie. It's a legendary water demon that can mesmerize unsuspecting villagers and lure them to their doom. It's kind of like the Sirens, basically, and I mentioned that during the stream yesterday after watching the developer stream. So the Siren, lore in the Odyssey, or in general lore, fisherman's lore, right? They go out into sea. There's some, sirens out in the water, the ocean. They'll sing some song to lure sailors to jump into the water to their death. There's actually a TV show called Tidelands or something, right? That was a pretty good show. Anyways, so yeah, along with this event, we're also adding a new type of working effect and reward. So this here actually caught my attention, right? They didn't say anything. I can't remember because they didn't actually show us anything. They showed us like an animation video. They didn't actually open the glade up or anything like that. So it says, along with this event, we're also adding a new type of working effect and reward. So what does that mean? Does that apply to every other event? Or is it only this event? So it says we won't spoil anything here. It's best if you find out for yourself. Okay, so that is something we'll have to find out. All right, additionally, there are 3 new legendary cornerstones available. The Mark of the Sealed Ones, From the Shadows, and the Blight Rot Pruner. All of them themed around a more corruption/blight heavy playstyle. Our main goal with this addition is to increase variety and boost a slightly more corruption heavy playstyle. Speaking of which, we also took a good long look at the cornerstones in the game and tried to improve their balance. As a lot of time has passed and a lot of new content has been introduced since we last did that, the exact details are listed in the changelog below, but in general, we took a more radical approach this time. We decided to not only tweak the numbers, but in some cases, we revamped the way a specific perk works. Like in the case of alarm bells, which now scales off of a different stat than before. Our overall, our goal with Cornerstone's balance was the same as always, to increase variety and encourage some underutilized playstyles. We did this mostly by buffing some underpowered effects and adding slight drawbacks to the most powerful ones, or the most overpowered ones. However, these drawbacks are not meant to punish or discourage you. It's meant more as a it's meant more as a trade-off. Our philosophy is that you take a very powerful perk that pushes you to a certain specialization, you'll naturally be weaker in another branch of your settlement's development. Alright, so, give or take, right? You might have already noticed that the balance is a big theme of this update. One of the bigger changes coming in 1.3 is related to hearth upgrades. Coming in. A while back, we realized we released an experimental patch with some big changes to upgrade requirements. Our goal was to get rid of the housing/population micromanagement, but in the end, the proposed solution introduced some big secondary design and balance issues That's why in the end, we decided to go with a more subtle change, a redistribution of the +2 resolve bonus from the first hearth upgrade to all the other levels. From now on, you'll be able to get a total of 3 resolve bonus from one hearth instead of +2, but it will be spread across all 3 levels. Okay, so for those that are not familiar with what transpired in the past 2 weeks since the experimental 1.3 got released, I did some testing on that. The first time around, the first iteration, they tried to introduce a species hubs mechanic, where the hub can only get bonuses for specific species. You actually had to have a hub all of one species type to get those bonuses. So the first, initially they did it where the first level +2, you can't get the +2 unless you had like 6 lizards, for example. 6 lizard specific homes. That created a lot of balance problems because people didn't have the housing unlocked, and there's RNG. Obviously, if you don't have the housing unlocked, you have to grab the lizard home from the blueprint pool, and that heavy RNG created a lot of problems in terms of difficulty as well. Anyways, long story short, they scrapped it, and also they got a bunch of people complaining about the segregation issue and how the game is not very thematic or whatever, or it just basically is anti-community, everybody working together in harmony. And then that kind of, got a lot of people worked up, I guess. Anyways, so that got, I guess, scrapped. So if you want to see how the species specific housing works, you want to probably check out my playlist on YouTube. Now, the new change that they've done, so they did a second iteration, they scrapped it, and I've been testing that for the past week. The second iteration, they took the +2, and they divided up, and now it's only +1 on the first level, and then +1 on the second level, and then they added another point on the third level. I'll have to say, though, just my comment, because, since I've been playtesting it, this is actually still a very big nerf. It's very challenging for players to have to deal with this during the first year. You're going to have to take less woodcutter or more woodcutters off the wood camp during the storm to offset that 1 point difference. Because that 1 point difference does make a difference in a lot of situations, especially with harpies and beavers together. But yeah, we'll find that out, or I'll show you some of that as we now move forward playing with the 1.3. All right, so I'll get into that later. Okay, so this change may make the early game a bit harder. There you go, right? Than before, and it does not completely solve the housing micromanagement problem. Right, it does not, because you're still going to move people around. So I don't know why they're trying to do that, but that's okay. We'll see if it's going to be a positive reaction from the community, because now it's live. It does not completely solve the housing problem, but we believe it's a step in the right direction. It reduces the need for population micro and evens out the balance of resolve. Before, 2 hubs with 8 villagers each generated resolves comparable to an infinite supply of jerky, but required much less effort and resources to achieve. Well, here's the thing, right? If you have an extra hearth, you're also consuming more fuel. So I don't see that as a problem, right? Because they're talking about, oh, it's also, an infinite supply of jerky. Well, jerkies require fuel to produce. So I don't actually see what they're saying here, because if you add more hearth, you do actually have more fuel consumption. All right, so there are also numerous other balance changes, both large and small, coming in this update. Probably the most notable of these is the rebalancing of the Blight Post upgrades. We changed not only the cost, which is now much lower, but also the way certain upgrades work. For example, the alchemical forge, alchemical forge now increases crit chance instead of production speed. Really? Oh yeah, right. Okay, so this actually was something I complained about during the experimental branch. I said the Blight Post was completely useless because everything was heavily focused on workers filling up the slot. So the alchemical forge thing basically allows you to produce fuel faster. from my point of view, it's like, well, I could just set up a second blight post and add more workers and get the same amount, right? Everything in the blight post pretty much was just add more workers, and there was no incentive to actually spend the upgrade cost because you could just build a second blight post to do the same thing. So so my suggestion was if they had something that got me free resources, right, or resources reduction, then to me that's worth it. For example, I proposed +1 fuel as a bonus, but I guess they decided to make it so that you get an increase of 50%. So technically, you're not getting a full 1 point or double yield basically of your fuel. You only get a chance, so it results in like half, right? 50% chance is like half. Now, if you have like a harpy on there, you'll get like 60% chance. So slightly better with harpies. But point is, this now is somewhat better than before. It's more incentive to go for that. Unfortunately, they put that at level 2, which means you have to go through level 1 to upgrade to get to level 2. But I'll show you that in a second here. We also tweak the numbers in some of the Forest Mysteries and Embarkation bonuses, and change the layout of the world map the player sees right after the tutorial to make sure the first few hours of Against the Storm is a little more exciting. But enough about balances. Let's move on to UX. UX stands for user experience. A very common pain point for many players over the past few months has been the tree marking tool. Specifically, look, if they fix the diagonal trees, the tree marking tool thing is not a big deal. I wouldn't have to use the tree marking tool as much if they just fix the diagonal trees. But, that's the root of the problem, really. Why people have to manually mark trees. Because they have to, figure out what's a diagonal tree or not. They didn't fix that, so that's the bottom of their list right now for fixes. Hopefully that gets moved up, and hopefully you guys will go on to the feedbacks and tell them about the whole diagonal tree problem, because then they'll move it up on their little priority list. Specifically, how hard it is to see marked trees in certain biomes, and how difficult it is to select individual trees. That's why we decided to add a new precision marking tool to the game and change the color and contrast of the marked trees. So here, that is the tool to cut into the glades. You have to hold the shift key to get that. They also changed the coloring, right? So they'll give you some examples here, right? So now it's actually, the white is brighter than before, and the yellow is definitely a lot brighter before. So it's easier to see what's marked and what's not marked in Scarlet Biome. That was actually one of the bigger offenders, and also the Sealed Forest, right? Alright, so I guess marshlands too, right, for the white. To access the precision marking tool, simply hold down the shift key while marking trees. This will change the cursor from a flat brush to a 3D cylinder and snap it to the grid. We hope this will allow you to easily control which trees to cut and which to avoid, right? They should do the reverse, right? Where the control keys basically mark the diagonal trees, and then that way you can use the tools to unmark the trees if you don't want it to be marked. The reverse is actually better, because then I don't have to manually mark the ones that I need to open the glade with. Alright, so with update 1.3, we're also trying to address another common request by introducing a new housing status tooltip. When hovering over the homeless icon in the upper left corner of the HUD, this tooltip will show you how many vacancies you have in houses of each type. So this is actually very useful. So if you want to see a breakdown of available species unique homes, this will actually show you now with the tooltip. Very, very useful UX experience there. There are also some significant changes to the resources UX. Tooltips on consumables will now indicate which species will indicate which species like or use a particular resource. So what they're talking about here is now that when you roll your mouse over a resource, it will actually tell you who uses that or what uses that. Before, there was certain things that like the luxury goods, like the incense. It will actually say oh, this is used in the monastery and the temple, right? So now they've expanded that a little bit more on other resources, such as the food. So it will actually tell you which species will actually get the fulfillment from those food, right? So we decided to change the structure of the tooltips, and a list of buildings that produce a particular resource is now separated from the plain text description. Finally, goods at the top of the HUD can now be clicked on to open them in the recipe panel, right? So if you have the at the top bar, if you click on a certain goods, it just basically opens up the recipe panel, like the one that's normally something that you click on the top right corner. All right, but that's not all. There are also a number of minor UX or UI changes, such as a new seal overlay on the world map, right? So I used to complain about how I can't find my adamantine seal on the world, right? And I suggested many times that if they had a hotkey similar to the resource button, right, the B key, where at the start of the game you hit the B key, it'll give you not the B key, the camps, right? When you click on the harvester, for example, right, or the herbalist camp, when you click on that, and you'll see like at the edges of the screen, it'll tell you which direction those particular resource nodes are off the screen. So it helps you pan your window around towards whatever that resource node is, right? So that is a feature I had wanted to add into the world map. So now they've added that, so you can actually hold a certain button. It's holding Alt by default. I remapped mine to tilde, so FYI. You're going to be able to see that in the settings, by the way. So when you hold that key, it'll actually point the direction off the screen where the seal is, so you don't have to scroll all over the map looking for that seal. So that's a very nice new feature there. Icons in all tooltips mentioning dangerous or forbidden glades, a hold to cancel feature for events. Right, so the hold to cancel. Now you can't accidentally hit cancel anymore. You have to actually hold the button cancel and wait a few minutes. The bar will grow. That basically tells you that you are committed to canceling that particular event. So, certain events, for example, if you accidentally canceled, say, the, I think it's the drainage mole event, infected drainage mole event, right, where it spawns like a bunch of blight rot cysts, right? And then suddenly you decide to cancel it because you don't want to work on it, and then boom, you end up keeping the 13 blight rot cysts, and then you hit it again, and you get another 13 blight rot cysts. That's like 26 blight rot cysts. So this hold here basically says, are you sure you want to cancel, pretty much, instead of a double confirmation button. Features for events, description improvements, and some new settings in the option menu. The only thing about this is if you want to spam killing off your villagers during the Altar of Decay, you can't just spam over and over anymore, right? Because I used to kill off like 10 villagers all at once just to lower my hostility down after solving the Altar of Decay. I can't do that anymore. Now I actually have to hold this cancel over and over. So there might be some sort of delay there, right? Anyways, continuing on, features for events, description improvements, some new settings in the options menu, return disabled ingredients to the warehouse, some house entrances, save warehouse. Yeah, so in the previous patch, they removed the arrow keys to the houses. So a lot of people were complaining, like, oh, we want the arrow keys because we want to decorate our village. We want to know which way the house is pointing. It would be useful to have the arrow keys, right? So if you want that, you can actually go in the menu now and check that. Save warehouse limits between games. So if you put some limits into your warehouse for goods, there's an option now to say, hey, do you want that to be saved for the next run or not? Because sometimes people might want it to be completely reset. Some people just want to say, hey, I want a limit of 30 oil at all times. I don't ever want them to use 30 oil. So that is a valid thing. You can now do that with an option in the menu, or sorry, the settings. Okay, so skewers, right? Here's an example of the skewers thing, right? So a lizard, if you click on the skewers at the top here, it shows you an example who eats the skewers, right? And where it's actually made. All right, so, and then here's an example of the little seals, right? So if you hit hold that key, it'll tell you which direction those seals are. So you don't actually have to hunt all over the map. Okay, so here you may also be pleased to learn that with this update, we took a closer look at the overall performance of the game. One of the biggest challenges in Against the Storm has always been the number of individual objects on the screen. This is why larger cities can tank the frames per second. Basically, your frame per second drops a lot. And why we never really increased the zoom distance during early access. But thanks to a recent change in the way we group objects, we have finally been able to increase the max zoom distance in settlements from 30 height units to 50. So you actually now can see more. You can see this little example, they're zooming out now. which is really great. Oh my god, look how much more awesome that's going to be to check out. So they did not add this feature inside the experimental branch. So we're going to be able to check out this new feature, the zoom out, right? All of these features have one goal: to make it easier for you to interact with the game and help you focus on the fun parts. And almost all of them are inspired by you, our amazing community. Finally, as with every update, we are bringing you a number of bug fixes and a lot of localization improvements. We are also adding credits to the game and replacing some old icons with new custom ones, right? So throughout the experimental branch, we got to see a lot of new changes to the icons. They replaced a bunch of icons with new ones, so it's going to be a little bit hard initially to adjust to some of these icons. Because when usually when I look at an icon, I'll go, okay, I know what that is, right? Now it's like, well, they've got new icons, so it's like, what the hell is that? I'm going to have to like spend some more time inspecting different things. All right, so thank you for providing us with feedback and suggestions for the new update. If you'd like to share your ideas for upcoming updates, here are some useful links. Okay, so this will be the Steam discussion, Discord, Reddit, and the feature request tool. If you open that, it actually goes to their website, and then you can actually put in your ideas, and then people can upvote those ideas. This is how they've been actually sort of doing feature updates or new things added to the game, basically. They go through their little upvotey tool page, and whatever's at the top of the list, they try to tackle those. The number one right now is actually roads, and I actually upvoted that, and I have also might have suggested that in some other thread as well, where it's really annoying when you paint the roads, especially like, say, brick roads or copper roads, and suddenly you want to change it back to like regular dirt path, right? So the game immediately deletes the stones and immediately deletes the copper, all the roads, right? So you don't actually benefit from those particular placements, and you have to sit around and wait for the villagers to go back and replace every single tile one by one. And the request is that you shouldn't replace them. They should be only replaced when they actually go there and do that tile. So you should be able to continue to benefit from those roads until that tile is actually replaced. Right now, it just deletes everything, and that's really bad. And that's the number one request. The second request is actually water-related content, fishing content, or whatever it is. If you tally up all the fishing-related or water-related content in the upvoting, it's actually considered the number one, because everyone has made so many water content threads that if you combine the total, technically it is better or higher in the upvoting. Anyways, I'm just pointing that out for the developers, right? So you have to look at the overall numbers, not just the individual threads. All right, so may the storm be gentle upon you, Eremite Games. One of the best things you can do to help indie game is to leave a Steam review. If you've had a chance to play Against the Storm, we'd love to hear your feedback, positive thoughts, and negative. Thanks. All right, so here's the other thing that I wanted to point out, since they mentioned that they made credits, right? They also add credits to the game. So the credits actually, I think, after you finish your gold seal, it will roll the credits. That is a milestone in the game that they think is a good idea to roll the credits. I think maybe also in the first time that you complete a seal, one of the adamantine seal or something. I don't know. But that is new to the game, and then you can also click on the credits button on the bottom right corner of the menu screen, and they actually added me into the credits, because I was commenting about, I think the credits is missing some things, and I just said that it's missing music, and, you know, for us doing the Twitch integrations for them, and so we are included in the credits. So thank you, developers, for adding us into the credits. All right, so let's see here. The change logs. Now, I don't want to go read all of this. I'm going to scroll through this. You guys can read all this yourself. This is very long, actually. But yeah, well, I'll read a couple of the top ones here, because all the way down here, they're all like UX improvements and bug fixes. The bug fixes is pretty long, right? But the ones at the top, I guess I will read it, since some of you guys may not have followed my experimental branch runs. New content and features, added new Dangerous Glade events, River Kelpies, I've already walked through that, added 3 new legendary cornerstones, and 1 rare perk. So this one caught my attention, the rare perk. I don't think we saw that rare perk in the experimental branch, right? Marks of the Sealed One is a legendary, yearly, a faint image of the underwater landscape shimmers outside the ancient jewels, while ancient hearts is being corrupted. Resources sacrificed in it burns 50% longer. That's kind of like a weak sauce cornerstone. I really don't care about that. Sacrificing burns longer is kind of eh. I think there's some variation of this already anyways, so I don't know why this is added in there. Confused, empty-eyed creatures emerge from the hearth. This is from the shadows. Legendary is a yearly cornerstone. Each time Voice of the Sealed Ones trigger, the hearth reaches 100% corruption. 3 new villagers appear in the settlement. Okay, so this one is slightly confusing. It says after the hearth reaches 100% corruption. So when the hearth does reach 100% corruption, it's not the bottom right corner status, because the status does say like what percentage to expect the corruption level. 3 villagers, I think 3 villagers need to die to get 3 more villagers, but it is possible to avoid those 3 villager death with, let's say in the Scarlet Orchard, there is that, the dig site office that has that perk that lets you negate 3 villagers from dying, or negate villagers from dying based on each tablet that you have. So if 3 villagers do have to die to get 3 more, it is possible to avoid it with that. I don't know. We'll have to test this, but this does not sound that thrilling. I mean, if you have Hidden from the Queen, then yes, that'll be great, because the impatient bar will then not move. But if 3 villagers have to die, that means the impatient bar has to move up, and then you get 3 more villagers back. That's actually not great, because when 3 villagers die, you actually also lose the hostility from the 3 villagers. And then the impatient bar, if it does go up, then you get hostility reduction. So I don't know how well this cornerstone is going to be. Now, we did actually take this during the experimental branch, where we got 5 eggs for every blight rot that appears in the settlement. So this is not bad. This is kind of like it works really well with something like the Baptism of Fire or Burnt to Crisp, because we actually generated like a lot of eggs from blight rot spawning. All right, so down here is what caught my attention here. Long-term contract, rare traders and orders. So this can come from I guess in the glade somewhere, right? Or traders and orders. Workers who are assigned to a workplace that matches their comfort specialization receive an additional +2 resolve from the comfortable effect. So, for example, if you put a lizard, say on the blight post, right? He normally gets like +5. This will give you an extra +2. Or if he's working in, or let's say you have or he's working on the hearth, right? So that one lizard on the hearth will now get a +2 in addition to the +5. Or let's say the fox working in the rainwater collector, right? He'll actually get the 5 plus the 2. So this is a very interesting cornerstone that they added. Okay, so balance changes. I've already mentioned this already. They added 1 point to the level 1, 1 point to level 2, 1 point to level 3. We'll talk about that once we get into the game. And then, okay, yeah, so this is the other notable one. So they changed some things to the embarkation bonuses. The villagers no longer have or will ever get a 1 point value. They've made it now a fixed 2 points. Before, it used to be the villagers was anywhere between 1 to 2. Whenever it's 1, it's like almost everybody takes it because it's so cheap, right? 1 point for 3 villagers is a very good deal. So now they've nerfed it. It can only be 2. Royal Permit, it used to be everyone just doesn't ever take it. It's such a joke. They've actually now, it used to be 1, right? Reroll. And it had like a really high cost. So now the cost bracket is from 2 to 3. Or sorry, 1 to 2. Right? So the Royal Permit can be as low as 1, as high as 2. And it will give you 3 rerolls. That may or may not be amazing. I don't know. I mean, if I had extra points in the Sealed Force at the end of the run or the cycle, I might consider that. But otherwise, I still don't think it's worth it to take it for 1 point. But some people might find it useful, so it's good to see that they at least did something to this. Amber changed the cost bracket from 2 to 5. It's now minimum of 3. So before, whenever the Amber was available, it's like 28 Amber, and when it had a 2 cost value, I would always take it because that's such a great deal. 3 is kind of, 3 is okay too, I guess. 5 is just way too much. Wood, the base amount of wood that you get is now increased to 40. And then if you have Citadel upgrades, that 40 will get multiplied. I think it goes up to 52 or something, I think. Anyways, pack of provisions changed the cost bracket from 2 to 4 to 3 to 4. So pack of provisions is no longer 2. Whenever it was 2, it was actually a good deal. Just FYI. Now it's 3. This is questionable whether it's a immediate take or not. Parts changed the cost bracket from 3 to 5 to 3 to 4. This is questionable. I never take parts anyways, so I think it needs to be lower. But anyways, let's move on. Added 2 new items, sea marrow and porridge, to the random item pool in the caravans and embarkation screen. So now it's possible to get sea marrow and porridge, part of your starting goods. Increase the base amount of oil in the starting caravans from 10 to 20. So you actually could get more oil for starting caravans. This is not oil in the embarkation bonuses. So it's possible to get better oil. I think before we got like 14 as the lowest I've seen. So now it's probably like 28. Yeah, I think you might be able to see 28 now as starting oil. It's still 2 points short from solving an event, FYI. Change the cost of Blight Post upgrades. We've already mentioned this earlier. So on the experimental branch, they actually made it as 1 and 2. And I think it was 2 and 4. This, actually, they nerfed it from the experimental branch. So it's a little bit more expensive, and I'm sort of not sure if I want to even consider this anymore. Before, when it was 1 and 2, I definitely got it. Now it's like 2 to 4. Just to get to this level, it's not worth it, in my opinion. But some people might find it, you know, better than it was before. But I don't think it is. I would rather make a second Blight Post. So I think this is very questionable. Developers need to reconsider that. Okay, so buffed some of the Blight Post upgrades. Mobile Spark Casters. Increase the speed boost from 25 to 30%. Okay, yeah, these are buffed of the Blight Post. We'll talk about that. I don't want to go through that anymore. Alarm bells. Yeah, okay, so these are the things that got changed. So the notable thing here that I want to point out. Cheap construction. This got removed. So we cannot get that anymore. The cornerstone used to be like, you know, you get 40% reduction in materials. Opening glades, you get like 1 less charge or something like that. I forgot what it was, but the overall thing was that I would be able to get less in terms of construction cost. And so what I did was every time I got that, I would salvage my buildings. For example, like the hearth, I could salvage that, and basically it would only cost me one or two wild essence or something like that, right? Or I think some of the camps, right? So they would cost 5 parts, but then if you salvage it and rebuild it, it would only be 3 parts. So or like the warehouses, right? It would normally be 2 parts. There's only 1 part. So I would basically deconstruct everything and get materials back. I think the developers didn't like that idea, where people would just take that and then basically rebuild their entire town just to get all the materials back. So that's gone. I think driving water was use water to get faster chopping, woodcutter speed, right? That also got removed. All right, so this one here is very, very good. Before, I would never take it because it's terrible. It actually is a trap. It would hurt you more because it's only useful like on the very end of your run, where you need like 1 point or 2 points more, and then you would just go to the trader and dump all of your resources, right? So that would work towards the end of your run when you need 1 or 2 points. But if you got the trade hub at the very beginning of the game, this is actually really bad, because before it used to basically gimp your resolve gains, right? It was like 75% resolve gain reduction. So it's very, very slow if you take that at the start of the game, and you actually didn't have enough resources to trade. So you're stuck with Trade Hub for a very long time, and when I used to do the no orders, the Fishman ritual runs, right, where there's no orders, I took that. I actually lost many times with Fishman ritual and Trade Hub. That is a trap, and that's where I just knew never to take Trade Hub. So now this works really well for events that's related to the no orders, right? So it decreases the reputation gain from fulfilling orders by 50%. But if you're doing Fishman ritual and there's no orders, what difference does it make? 50% reduction, right? This is now a very good thing. You can actually still gain rep and also sell stuff whenever you want to get that extra reputation. So Trade Hub buffed now works well for no order events. This cornerstone, okay, so the next one, Crowded House Stormforge version. This cornerstone now increases time between breaks, 25% instead of shorter breaks. Okay, yeah, I think we've already seen that somewhere before. Prosperous Settlement. Cornerstone now has a drawback. Scouts work 10% slower on Glade event. Sure, I think Prosperous Settlement is when you get +1 to your resolve for your trades, right? +1 resolve. Protected Trade. Now, this one is kind of, I'm not quite sure about this one. I think this is a huge nerf. I will probably not take Protected Trade anymore, even though they buffed it. Increase the amount of hostility reduction from 10 to 15. So whenever you trade, I think it's like whenever you trade 50 or 30, I think it's 30, right? When you trade 30 points of amber, you get hostility reduction. But the drawback here is that food consumption, complex food is reduced by 1. I think that is terrible. So if you're heavy into trading, sure, but hostility trade-off versus resolve gain, that is questionable. This is very situational, too. So this is not an instant pick anymore. Because of these changes, some Stormforge variants had to be adjusted. Tweak the early cornerstones, drafting in favor of some early game effects. Rebalance Force Mystery. This is nice. This is bad. Leakage is now 300 instead of 200. Before I actually thought was 200 was quite a lot. 300 now is even worse. So this is, you're gonna definitely want to set up 2 blight posts whenever you get leakage. You don't want to be in that oh shit problem anymore. Okay, so Sardoth the Wise. This is a change that I actually put in as a feedback. I'm glad to see that they made that. So you actually get 40 food stock for 10 artifacts. The way it works is that, okay, so food stock is worth 1 point value. Machinery is worth 2 point value. Artifacts is worth 3 point value. So if you're actually trading food for artifacts for food, 25 is not a very good ratio because that should have been 30. 10 artifacts should have been worth 30 food if you're trying to trade. So here they're actually giving you 40 instead. What these numbers mean, when I gave you the numbers 1, 2, and 3, it's basically the value that the Forsaken Altar has for your sacrifices, right? So those are the values, basically, for the Forsaken Altar. All right, faction upgrades will no longer appear certain threshold in the Smoldering City in the Queen Hans trial. So what this is talking about here is that in the Queen Hans trial, when you choose the drafting, the further you're away from the Smoldering City, that cornerstone or that draft or that upgrade, really it's useless because you're only trading with your own town. At the start of the game, you having that or that upgrade on the Citadel is useful because you have no other town established. You need to be able to trade with other factions to get some trading going. So that's what this is talking about here. So they're saying is that more towards the top of the tier, it's not useful anymore. So they're just getting rid of it after you've already gotten a bunch of your Queen Hans trial upgrades. All right, so rebalance Wealth of the Forest Mystery. It doubles the amount of secondary goods that brings back from harvest nodes. Previously, this effect was described as an increase in crit chance, but under the hood, it increases the amount of secondary yields, but a small percentage, which did absolutely nothing as the numbers were too small. So this change is more of a bug fix. All right, so yeah, this is just basically you're going to get double yield from your secondary resource nodes or resource units. For example, the secondary considered as secondary is like bugs. Whenever you get bugs from vegetables, right? Harvesting vegetables, for example, with the forager. Okay, so blah blah blah. Layouts changes. Yeah, I don't want to read this. I don't need. Okay, yeah, this is stuff that I don't want to care about. This here is the most important thing I want to point out now. The Forsaken Altar can no longer be demolished. So once you build the Forsaken Altar, that's it. You can't remove it. But you can move it, you just can't remove it. Right? Or demolish it, tear it down to get the 12 bricks back. That is a big, big nerf. It's going to definitely change the way I play. Because I usually use the Forsaken Altar in conjunction with the, what is that? No quality control, right? No quality control basically says, hey, you know, at the end of the storm, all your wood is removed, right? So what I would used to do is build a bunch of Forsaken Altar with 60 wood to hide all the wood, and then after the storm is over, I would then salvage every single Forsaken Altar just to reclaim every single wood that's stored in the building. You can't do that anymore. Now we're going to have to go back and just build like a bunch of regular housing or something like that. That's probably the best, most efficient way to hide the wood at this point. All right, so that is very important. I'm curious to see what the move cost is, because they mentioned that it's going to cost brick during the dev stream yesterday. All right, so UX improvements. I'm not going to read through all this because we'll see that in the run, and they've already mentioned it at the top of the feature list. But yeah, I'm going to scroll through this a little bit so you guys can pause if you're on YouTube, or go to the website and look at it yourself. So take a moment, look at this. I'm going to scroll. Okay. Okay, sure. Yeah, sure. They added new things into the encyclopedia, sure. And then a bunch of bug fixes. Lots of bug fixes. All right, so we're down here, right? Nauseous spores, nauseating spores. That's not really a bug fix. It's just changing the name. The wording of the trader assault pop-up. Okay, yeah, sure. Bunch of typos. Okay. Other improvements. Icon changes. And then the credits. Added credits to the game. Sure. Added options to modify the game's localization. Sure. And then this is the previous update. Okay, cool. Okay, so we are now back to the main menu, and this is where the credits are located. The credits button, right? So we roll that, and they did add music. Let me go ahead and enable the music. All right, cool. The main team. That's Luke right there. That's Mihal right there, lead designer. That's Aaron, he's producer. Contractors. So they got new somebody to do the icons, cool. Voice talent, right? These are the people doing the voices in the game, cool. Publishing, this is Hooded Horse, Tim, that is the CEO. Anthony, that's the Director of Creators Relations. Where I get my keys from. He gives me the keys for all these cool games. Okay, cool. These are all folks from Hooded Horse. Elliot was on there too. I noticed Elliot. Matt, who does the social media stuff. Localization, cool, yeah. Localization from Hooded Horse. Okay, cool, yeah. So Hooded Horse helped them with some localization. That was cool. Yeah, they got a bunch of credits for all these localizations. Translating the game to the different languages. Very cool. This is the name of the company that did that localization. Okay. Localization from a company named Lock-On. Russians, right? This is all the Russian translation. Japanese right here, right? Yeah, cool. Kind of cool they also have like these little cool icons as separators. Localization characters, EC Intimidations, yeah, it's another localization company. Italian, right here. Turkish, right here. Tungoja. They've got some localization for Turkish language. Chinese, wow, so many different localizations there. Oh, I didn't even know the game's in Thai. Jesus, there's a lot of localizations. Okay, more localizations. Hungarian too. Czech. Wow. Ukrainian localization. Learning and Development Manager. Senior QA Leader. These are all the people involved in the localization from that company. Crazy, huh? Right. Now we're in the special thanks section, so it's probably going to take a while for the credits to get to us. Testotronic compatibility quality assurance. Okay, I don't know what the Testotronic thing is. Oh, moderators. Okay, so these are the moderators on the Discords. I recognize some of these guys here. Closed beta testers. Yep, I recognize him here. Very nice. He's Jay has run. Yeah, cool. Twitch integration. We're right here, guys. This is all alphatized. Yay! Thank you for that. Appreciate that. So there you go, guys. We are in the Twitch integration credits. Yay. Okay, so that is the credits. Now let's go ahead and dive into the game finally. Sorry it took so long to get through all that. If you're watching this on YouTube, hopefully you've been taking advantage of the chapter jumps. I wouldn't want to be sitting there watching all that. Anyways, play. Oh, Eremite. Yes, you're right. The wiki archivists, they should also be included in the credits. I agree, Eremite. I think Aquin should be listed in the credits there somewhere, so I'll have to ask the developers, hey, you know, you left out Aquin and all the other wiki curators. They definitely did some work. Alright, so we are back to the live version, right? Aquin, yes, one day. And good morning. Let me take the time to go through chat here. Good morning, Aquin. Thank you for showing up. Gab Kronos, thank you for hanging out. Munchsmith, thank you for hanging out today. Brian T. Griffin, thank you for hanging out. That Glade event is very active compared to the most. Yes. And Illustrious Ducks, good morning. Thank you for that message. Lunchbox 7, update day. Let's go. Thank you. Good morning, Lunchbox. Mega Myers, good morning. I'm glad to see you here. It's been a while since I've seen you. Erba Matt, thank you for hanging out. Who else is here today? DJ Sopel, thank you for that Prime resub. I appreciate that. Young and Old, thank you for hanging out. And Hash IX, thank you for hanging out. Alright, so I do not like this particular setup. I think we've already... And oh yeah, let's take a look at the options here, because they said they added options. And I don't think I want to save my warehouse limits. I want to manually do it every time. Stop sacrifice after the storm, yes. Idle farmers, yes. Show difficulty, yes. Show housing entrance, sure. Auto track order, sure. Recipe limits. Hearth fuel. Auto pause, yeah, we auto pause everything. I think there was something else, right? Well, hang on, let's look at the key bindings. So the key binding should have world map overlay. Is currently alt? Oh, they did fix it. Okay, that's fine. The tilde key. I have tilde key for work overlay, right? And isn't alt something else? Worker overlay in the game too, right? No. I guess alt is the default. Okay, that's fine. Now, they did say something about the resources automatically going back to the warehouse, right? There's something... related to resources going back to the warehouse. Auto return disable ingredients. No, let's take that off. Right? Ingredients that have been deactivated in a recipe are automatically returned to the main warehouse. I'm going to disable that. Because I usually like to leave my ingredients inside the warehouse when I disable recipes. I don't want that there, right? So this is very important, right? I'm pretty sure this is... I want this off. Enable all ingredients in recipes by default. Disable all ingredients of recipes by default. Disable all recipes in workshops by default. Yeah. Order recipes. Okay, actually disable all recipes in work... Yes, I actually want that. Disable all recipes in workshops by default. I only want to turn on certain things that I want. I think this will be useful. Auto reset recipe panel. Auto load recipe. Yeah, that's fine. Let's go with that. Continue. I think it's Alt key now. Yep, so it is Alt key. So now we can see where the seals are located. So it points us to the seal, right? So it's kind of nice. Yeah, so the reason why I remember I don't want this. This is, we did this on the experimental branch. I just re-rolled this map. This is exactly what we got during the experimental branch. Let me go ahead and end cycle. Oh, can you tell me why you dislike workshop buildings? I remember you saying so a couple of weeks. It's too expensive an investment. Okay, thanks. In his opinion, at least. Right. My opinion of the workshop is it's too expensive to build at the start of the game. It takes you 666 of all your resources. You have to make back those 666 units, right? And I'd rather just use those resources at the start of the game because time is more important to me. And then eventually, also another thing too is I'm gonna eventually outlive the workshop because workshop is only 2 stars, and so if I start getting 3 stars or 2 stars somewhere else that's better, then why would I want the workshop? That's my reasoning. All right, so Alt key. All right, this gap is way too big between question marks. That might be okay. Maybe. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Okay, this might work, actually. This might work. We could try this. Gathering Storm, right? 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. 4, 5, or 5, 6. Yeah, this could work. You know what? I'll take this. I wish I can rotate the screen a little bit, but whatever. I think this could work. All right, let's do this. So our first town will be Scarlet Orchard, right? Today is April 23rd. What cycle number is this? Let me make sure we have all upgrades. Yeah, we do. Okay, what cycle number is this? 32, right? We are on 32 now. Cycle 32. The 444, it's actually 666. If you have building materials, the prestige, if you're on prestige, I think it's 5? I'll show you in a second here. 6, right? Prestige 6. Buildings cost more. You see that? Oh, okay. I'm on Prestige 3. Right, so it's actually 6. 666. And that basically eats into almost all my resources. And I can't basically set up a rainwater. So if I get, like, you know, the workshop right out of the gate, right? And I set up a rainwater collector, and I set up, like, say, the kitchen right away, right? What am I going to do with the workshop? It's just going to sit there. I have to, like, produce, like, you know, resources in the crude workstation to get just enough resources to drop down the workshop. So otherwise, I have to drop down the workshop first. That means I don't get the rainwater, and I don't get the field kitchen, right? So that's just terrible out of the gate, right? As your first blueprint choice, because it's useless. You're going to have to build resources anyways, unless you take stuff with you, maybe. So that, now, hopefully you understand why I think the workshop is the worst building. Okay, so I've already laid out my plan, right? So this one, and then whatever this is, right? I mean, this one doesn't... 2, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You know what? I might actually take this one here. Because I'm pretty sure I can go 3 tiles apart. Yeah, let's go with this one. This is a lot harder, right? Alright, so we're looking at Sparkdew Crystals. You start off with 6 impatient points. It's a lot harder. This is like almost attacking the trader, basically, the effect of that. And then this one is Gathering Storm. Every year, the storm lasts 10% longer. And this is added to the, it's additive. It's added to the original 100 longer of Prestige 2, I think. Yeah, Prestige 2 is storms last longer, which is 100%. So the first year storm is going to be 110. The second year is going to be 120. That's the next one, and so on and so forth, right? It just keeps adding the percentage to the previous. It's not multiplicative, where you take the final number and then you multiply it again and again, and so on and so forth. So FYI, if you didn't know that. Both of these things give me resupplies, chests, right? Well, that's the reason why I'm doing the double negative. So I should be able to get lots of extras here. So we are on Coral Forest, Gathering Storm, and Sparkdew Crystals. They really need to remove this. You're maxed out. Keep mentioning this to them. This does not show up at the end of the run. Only these things show up. So why is this even here, right? Alright, so this is 6 people. This is 8. This is 6. Huh. 2 people. 6, 7, 8. 3 is not a bad deal. Like that one. 6, 7, 8. 6. We'll go with the middle. This is very good for foxes. Because of the Coral Forest. We're getting extra money, right? We could buy a farm with this. I have 5 points left. With my 5 points. 6, 7, 8. Do I want food? Or do I just want to take the herb garden? Wow, the wood is actually higher now, right? This is actually not a bad deal. 56 to jumpstart yourself. Meat one? Yeah, meat one definitely for sure. I think you're right. Meat is good, right? 1, 2. 6, 7, 8. 6, 7, 8. Huh. 8 people, right? At the start. Is it better to get more workers? 11. Hmm. 2, 4. My bad. Oil instead of veggies and eggs. Oh yeah, you're right. They did bump up the oil by quite a lot, actually. Wait, no, oil was always 42, right? I'm pretty sure oil was always 42. But having oil solve might not be bad. I think oil is the lowest right now, right? I don't think it's 2. 3 is the lowest. I rarely take oil, but I'm considering it because it might be good for an event solve in Coral Forest. Three. What do you think, guys? Is this good or not? Having the 42 oil might be very useful. I take it sometimes for the glade. Yeah, I mean, if you don't have resin, oil is pretty useful. You're an oil man, busy being awesome 69, FXXF. Yeah, or it's either that or basically this, right? Those are the options here. Oil is pretty good for 3. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, right? 11 people. 3, 4 different food items. Alright, I'm gonna go with this. Oil is maybe useful, though. That's fine. We'll go with this. Extra people. Let's see here. Do this. Like oil you can do early. Yeah. I'm tempted, though, with that oil. Aquin is the keeper of the wiki. What is the lowest value for embarkation points for oil? I actually never considered oil before. A lot of people used to love doing oil back in the early access days as their go-to. That was not my go-to. 15 drizzle water per minute during the drizzle. Okay, so you don't actually have to have a worker to gain the 15 drizzle. This is actually very nice. Let me check. Yeah, thank you for that. Absorption. Burning cyst takes 5 seconds longer. Oh no, leakage 300. Oh, look at that. We got humans. Very good, very good. Vanishing goods, don't care. Eerie songs, don't care. As long as we don't hit 5, then we're good. Right, and then we have 6 impatience, so the red bar is all the way up to here. And the storm is longer. Oh my god, look at how beautiful this is! We actually can zoom all the way out, guys. It's so good! We now can actually see where everything is relative to each other without zooming or scrolling too much. Look at that! 3 points is the minimum? Yeah, finally, Gazibon, good morning. Yes, look at this big map! Holy shit! This is really, really helpful, right? To figure out where to go. Plan out which direction to move. Yeah, the zoom is ASMR. Oh my god, look at that zoom. Wow, it's great, right? It's so good. See, now I can kind of get an idea of like where I want to go. Where I want to place my hearth and everything, right? Ah, this is really nice. yeah. Oh. Interesting. Okay, okay. I'm digging it. I'm digging it.
See.
Alright, what do we have here? Meat and reed, right? Kiln. I'll take the kiln. Tea house. I'll take the tea house. Very, very nice start. Shit. The tea house. Well, shit. What do I build first? Oh, it's okay. I have to build the kiln first, only because the tea house... We can't take advantage of the tea house right away, because there's nothing to make porridge with. It's unfortunate. But tea house is still good overall. I guess the only thing we can do is what? Jerkies? Jerkies is the only way to get extra food. Yeah, well, no one benefits from it, but it will stretch our food. I don't know not by a whole lot though. Like 2 units. It could have double chance yield. Could have double chance yield. I think the only thing we need now are, what, lizards? Lizards, right? Actually, no, we don't need this because the kiln makes jerkies. Kiln makes jerkies. Yeah, zoom. Show max zoom, please. Yeah, here, this is the max zoom. This is the max zoom right here. So, yeah. That is the max zoom. Nice, right? It's very nice. Like, yeah, you now can see how far you are from the water. Which way to go, too. Overview. Alright, that's fine. I think we're just gonna have to start getting this, right? Where is the... Wow, there's so many leafies on the side. That's bars. It's red, right? Red is... we don't have a whole lot of red here. That means we're not getting a lot of bricks. Red is where we get bricks. Yeah, see, red is stones. What's the percentage? 20%? Ugh. Very bad. Alright, well, that's fine. Let's go. Yeah, so another quality of life feature, or I wouldn't say quality of life, honestly, but the UX, right? The user experience. So they removed all the other extra houses. So if you don't have beavers on your run, it won't show the beaver housing at all. So you can't make a beaver house. The beaver has to show up for it to appear here. If the third one is a beaver or harpy or whatever, right? A little FYI on that UX experience. Another UX experience is this right here. Right? Probably only need one. The reason I only need one is because of this, right? So every minute, since we have like what, 3 minutes, it will generate it automatically. Pretty sure I only need one. I'll wait on. Like both of these guys to starve the first year. And then we'll give them eggs. We need to stretch our food out. Ooh. Well! Well, well, well. Take the right. Oh no. Think about it. 400 is a lot. But increasing the speed could be useful too, right? 20% faster if I have 2 hearths. I'm gonna go with the right. I'm gonna go with the right. I'm a little worried about this here. What modifier is start with 6 impatient crystals? Yeah, the crystals. Sparkdew Crystals. This is going to be crazy. Now, go ahead and let them eat. Okay. Wigglies. Let's take a look at the new cone. Huh. They changed it from the test server. Huh. They changed it from the test server. They also fixed the Scarlet Orchard model where they had that bleeding root sticking out. Where I kept, remember I kept telling you guys, is that a tree? Is that a tree? And you guys said, yes, that's a tree. And then it's like, it's not a tree. I think they fixed that, because according to the patch notes, it says, like, the model. Yeah, so I knew I only needed one. Okay, this is also new, right? So when they're going to go on their break whenever, right? This icon says they're going to walk to their break point. And then there's actually another icon where they actually take the break, which is like a coffee heat thingy, right? They got like these little 3 heat indicators. was really weird. Huh, they changed it now. The person's idling. That is new, actually. It did not actually have an idle icon for Firekeepers anymore. Or before this. So this tells you the Firekeeper is idle. Wow, that is new, guys. The only thing they could do to improve it is this, right? They need to have this as returning resource to the camp versus taking resource back to the warehouse. So this icon, if they improve the UX some more, having a distinguish difference for this icon, that would be useful. Right, so here, you see how, like, this is actually taking the coffee break, resting by the fire, right? Versus going to rest. These guys are walking to the hearth. And then now, they should have the wigglies, because they're actually over here now. Oh, nice, I had to move my firekeepers to different slots to check if they're eating. Yeah, so now they do have an idle icon. Hey, Ada Geo, good morning. Appreciate that. Trading post? Yeah, I could set up the trading post. Oh, let's take a look at the altar. Curious, what's the move cost? Can be moved for 2 bricks. Okay. 2 bricks to move the Forsaken Altar. That sucks. Alright, so the other thing, too, for those that's not aware, because I did point this out during the experimental run, they added these 2 things now. You can actually see what decadent values are. You can read the description here, sure, but I think the developers need to actually clearly say the words resolve threshold, right? This affects resolve threshold. Highly decadent species need more resolve to generate subsequent reputation points. Yes, you can read that, but it would be better if they actually wrote the words resolve threshold, because that's what it is written there. And I don't think it should say reputation threshold. Right. Well... Yeah, it's kind of weird. Was it always reputation threshold? I could have sworn it says resolve threshold, right? Reputation gain. I guess reputation threshold, right? The word threshold basically needs to be written somewhere in that decadence. So that way people understand that's what it means. I think it used to be resolve threshold, right? Yeah, I could have sworn it used to be resolve threshold as well. Because I don't think reputation threshold is the correct word. Right? It's not a reputation. I think that's a bug. I don't know. Does anyone have access to my old VOD? Or you roll back and check it on the experimental... Not experimental. There's like a separate branch, right? I could have sworn that used to say resolve threshold. Required or something, right? Because there's no reputation threshold. This is not it. There's no threshold, right? Pretty sure it should be resolve threshold. think I could starve him. Yeah, I could starve him one more time. Reputation gains 15.1. Maybe it's not a good idea to starve him. I don't know. Fine, we don't have a lot of food. It might be still a good idea, though. I can always gain the rep later. Yeah, okay. I'm waiting on humans to get there. I guess probably not, because the humans might have already eaten. I'll risk them. Come on. Oh, come on. Lord. Fine, right? I probably should have just collected them on him. What do we have? Beavers! No! Beavers. Beavers. Beavers suck. How's the hunger? We're gonna need provisions. Right. Oh, you know what? Hang on. Alright, so here's a trick. Before taking the beavers, if you have money, you might want to consider paying for these upgrades. Because when the beaver comes, you're going to get that pay 5 automatically for free, but then you're going to have to pay 10 to get to the second level. So what you want to do before accepting the beaver is actually pay the 5, and then you'll get the 10 automatically for free. So if you don't do this upgrade, the beaver is currently worth 20 amber. But if you upgrade this, you pay the 20 now, the beaver then would be worth 40 amber. Right? And then you get your second level of options, or your 4-level options is free. Is it even worth it? Well, okay, so right now I have 2 choices, right? Beavers come, I get 3 choices. If I pay for the 20 here, I get a total of 4 choices. So that is sort of something to consider there. I may not take the beavers, though. I might just take the right. And not take the beavers at all, and install on it. So that is another possibility. But once you take the beavers, it automatically unlocks the... whatever it is. You get one free set of unlocks, basically. That's all I wanted to point out as a possible strategy if you guys want to consider taking advantage of that. Now, if the beavers start off in our faction, or in our settlement, then all of this would have already been unlocked, and you get that thing, the third choice, right? And then you have to pay 10 to get to the fourth. So, if you plan on doing a lot of trading, it might be worth spending the 20 now, because otherwise it's going to cost you 40. Right? Is it? Thinking here, is it worth it? Yeah, it is, right? Because you get more unlocked for just the price of 20. Otherwise, to get to the next level, it still it still end up costing you 40, right? Yeah, it is still worth it. Right, hello. Safe haven. Ooh, safe haven, huh? Take it, actually. Was this one? Huh. Interesting. I can take that now. That's free, right? That is a free move. I'll take it, it's free. Oh, shit. Complete 3 trade routes with an offer multiplier of 2 or higher. Or get bricks. Remember how I was saying we're brick starved? I've already built the park. I already built the park. I know, right? That's my bricks right there. I remember how I was saying I was brick starved. What are you selling me? Ooh, you're selling me some shit. Oh, no! Well, I take that. The problem then is I won't have money to open all my glades. Well, I need to worry about where I'm going to come up with the money to pay for it. Right? 1, 2. 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. 5, right? 1, 2. 10, right? Let's say 10. If I give up 10... Let year 3 run worry about such details. Let the year 3 run. Oh my goodness. Buy an amber. I guess open small one, right? And trade for 1 amber. I guess I can do that. I mean, you definitely need something to grow, right? I need the herbs. Definitely need the herbs. This has to be a thing, right? And trade for 1 amber. Legendary. Alright, I'm gonna take this, not the beaver. And we'll go with this. Oh, look at that. An herb garden quest. Is that better than this? I mean, this is kind of meh. Long term, this is not bad. Plus, I get another 100% corruption increase, right? And getting 4 is not hard. I think this is easier, right? Because otherwise, we have to give up food. I don't want to give up food just for this. This is, we're gonna get our hub, too. This or auto-complete? Yeah, this is auto, right? This is an easy win. The other one, I have to, like, work for it. And that one route is, like, shit. I might end up getting, like, a, farm anyways. Okay, now this is gonna be a little tricky. This is 3 more foxes, but this one gets me flour and better planks, right? This is why workshop is terrible, right? You get, like, something to make brickyard with, you get, like, a supplier, something to make wood. Workshop then becomes pretty obsolete once I get, like, a weaver or a granary, right? Which is better, guys, left or right? I'm gonna go with flour, right? Being flour. Beavers eat biscuits? Yeah, we need flour. Left? Yeah, left, yeah. Everyone says left. Alright, yeah, I think left is a good idea. Okay, okay. Need 1 amber. Need 1 amber herd coming right up.
Hello.
Amber herd. Legendary! We are legendary. And here we go. Alright, so that's 1, 2. Take a look at where we're gonna place our hearth. Potentially. What do you think? 1, 2. That's definite, right? No way. Right, that's a definite go. 1, 2. 3, 4, 5, 2, 3, 4, 5. I mean, this is an easy one, right? What's the new patch, by the way? Okay, watch at the beginning of the stream, Mr. Garg. I did almost an hour's worth of going over the patch. I mean, the main thing in this patch really is the big nerf to the hearth. They put 1 point in each. You don't get the free 2 points, or not the free points. You don't get the 2 points at the start of the run anymore. That is the big, big nerf. Everything else is, you know, it's not bad. Another big nerf is probably the Forsaken Altar. You cannot delete this anymore. No destruction. But you can move it. Right? Oh, Sparkler Jones, yeah. Welcome, thank you. Alright, so those 2, right? And then 3? 3 is this one, right? Alright, so that's fine, right? Go. LFG. LFG. Oh, I could have gotten some money off of this. I could have just paid for my thing. Mina's got cooties. Is it movable for free? No, it's 2 bricks. Well, 4 or 2. It says 4 in the description. Sorry, it says 2, right? It says 2 for the description. Unless that is modified version. Two bricks, right? Alright. Read rain pump. Ooh, rain pump. Ooh, rain. Coal, 2 to 3 coal. Huh. Need that there for the resolve. Is there anything I need off of the dude, guys? Speak now. Speak now, forever hold your peace. Do I need anything else off this dude? Move woodcutters? Yeah, I'm moving the woodcutter right now. Oh, another rain pump drill. With coal veins. Ooh. Thinking that might be a good idea to ladder the coal here. I don't know. Well, then again, it costs me a lot for that. I don't know about that. The left is actually more doable since we're going to get a lot of bricks. Yeah, that is a great spot. I'm not going to lie, for sure, right? To get a bunch of coals all at once. I just don't know where I'm going to come up with the resources for that. Right, if they spawn close. I don't know if they're going to spawn close, though. That's the thing. They probably won't. They probably will not. I mean, the best I can hope for is this right here, right? Yeah, well... Is it copper? Oh, you're right. It's copper. You're right. I think the other one says coal. Yeah, that's coal. Right. I'm probably gonna take the left on this one. Alright, what do I need off this dude? Anybody? Tell me. Nothing, right? I'll let him slide. Ooh, more money. Oh, this is better than the other one. Pretty sure that one's better. What is this? Yeah, the best way to find out is this, right? Pretty sure it's 11. Yep. Nuts. This is 12, right? Got veggies too. Very nice, actually. 12, right? Alright, so now... Oh my god, this spot right here is so amazing! Look at this! What is this? I get coal, I get soil, I get 4 veggies, and I get money? Like, this is like a gold mine right here. What is this? This is just absolutely amazing. Holy shit. That small glade is cracked. Yeah, it's just too good. Take this one now. The sooner we get that, the sooner we get our thing going here. Humans are not happy, huh? Supplier? Oh my god. I'll take the Tinkerer, actually. Tools? Perfect, actually. A very perfect roll there. Elon Musk. So they just reworked the resolve distribution. Yeah, right. But this is technically a nerf. Because before, you actually get the +2 right away the first year. And this will make it difficult, and I actually have tested it out a few times. The runs do make it longer. This does make runs longer, and it also makes it more difficult the first year. Especially because you have to take off a lot of woodcutters to get down to a certain level. There was, like, one situation where I had, like, one lizard in here, and he was still missing 1 point just to get by. So it will affect a lot of the other species as well. Now, the developers did give me inside information, because I complained about that, and I pointed that out being a possible problem. Let me read to you, because I did read this during the experimental branch, but I will read it to you also again. On some of the issues. He says, this is Aaron from the producer, one of the developers. We will have an eye on this. There will be some buffs in other areas for 1.3, and some other things coming in the future that might make up for this. In reference to this that he's referring to is the difficulty curve with the +2 being nerfed. In the future, that might make up for this. We're looking at needs, for example, and some players have correctly pointed out that flour might be a bit underpowered. So, but if this won't be enough, then we will try to find a better solution. So they are also considering doing other things to possibly offset this problem here with a +1. Because I do feel that this is a problem. I mean, once you get 28 people, then it's the same. But if you have, like, let's say 16 villagers, right? You could theoretically add a second hearth somewhere to get +4. But that's not very common, by the way. I mean, the example the developers are saying is, like, you know, people are gonna get 2 hearth right out of the gate to get that +4, and it's the same as, like, infinite jerkies or whatever it is. I disagree, because you're also consuming fuel. And not a lot of players are going to be able to get, like, 2 hearths running. I mean, I guess some players do pop glades early, the first year, to set up a second hearth. I can see that, probably. My playstyle does not lean towards popping the glade early with 2 hearths and 2 8/8s running right away. But the option to have 2 8s running right away is nice, because then you get +4. It mitigates a lot of problems for hostility or resolve problems. Yeah, wasn't this the last update, at least major? So future meaning DLC. Right, future meaning DLC. Correct. They're talking about... Well, when they say DLC, usually what they'll do is they will do some sort of free update to go along with the DLC. So certain things are gated behind the DLC, but they're going to do a blanket change to the base as well. So keep that in mind. Yeah, like most companies do, right? Yeah, so they'll do like a blanket overall adjustments for everybody. Hey, Mystery, thank you for that raid. Start of the game is the hardest for me, so I'll miss the 2+ resolve a lot. Yes, that's my thinking too. A lot of people are going to probably have a problem. I'm gonna give you a shout out there. Brazilian streamer who usually plays a lot of League. And I don't think he even follows me, but I don't know. We'll see. But he manages to always raid me every single day. He's not on the list of followers for some reason. But thank you for thinking of me every day when you want to find somebody to raid. We got an extra point, right? Druid's Hut versus Workshop. Definitely left. There's no way in the world I'm going right. So here you can see the cost is 666, right? And I've already got a brickyard. I'm going to get something that does the planks. The only thing this is going to do for me is fabric, which is not a whole lot. This is an easy, obvious pick here, guys. The ability to make oil from all the fiber that we have. The ability to make incense, right? Because humans need it. And then maybe incense for some quest solve, right? I mean, this is like an easy pick right there. Why would I ever want the workshop? I mean, right? It's just perfect example. Perfect example of how the workshop is just not even a thing. So that was the second blueprint choice, guys. Second blueprint choice. For beavers and humans? Yeah, for beavers and humans. For sure. Alright, so what is this? Coal? Veggies. Well, you know, I have infinite bricks. I really don't have to sell the brickyard right away. This is not even a thing for me to even worry about. Min-maxing. It's not worth the trouble. I mean, this is just gonna keep piling in. There's no reason to wait for the brickyard just to save a few things. Yeah, so I don't even have the wood. But why that's important is so I can get the tea house going right away, right? Wait, you know what? Why did I even bother with this? I don't need that right away. I just made a dumb mistake because I want to get my tea house going first. With my veggie thingy, right? That one we want, right? It's unfortunate we don't have any lizards. All that meat is just going to waste. What are you going to do with all that meat? All that meat. Where's my other two humans? Oh. There's one here, one here. Where's the other two? I have 4, right? Am I blind? Am I blind? I think I'm blind. Where's the other 2 humans? Oh, here we go. Raptulas. Okay. No one's dying, right? How's my fuel? Feels good, right? Feels good. Okay. And we need this for trades. What? Oh shit! Need 7s, right? You know what? I'm gonna spend my money that I got earlier. That way my trades get more trade options. Once the beaver comes, then we'll unlock more options. Okay, that will be fine. Acceptable. Rashali. We can probably just use meat for that. This is 2, right? Humans can starve? I think humans can starve. Alright, so I need to get 7 or better, right? No. Hey, take it for that follow there, Salik. Appreciate that. I need 7, right? That needs to be, what, 28? Shit. I don't know if I'm going to get that before the end of the storm. What is that, 5 per minute? Yeah, we should be able to get that before the end of the storm. Got here through your YouTube. Have been looking for inspiration to up my game against the storm. Oh, hey. Thank you for that. Appreciate you hanging out today. I always love people coming from my YouTube channel and saying hi live. Appreciate that a lot. What am I going to do with this backside? Clear this out, I guess. Do need this up though. What? A few more, right? A few more. Go ahead. Why is that so expensive? Jesus Christ! That's like an arm and a leg right there. Ridiculous. Okay, so hang on. What is it? That's 1, right? That's 28. I need 2 more routes. How long is that going to take? 2 minutes and 33? Well, that'll definitely arrive before the beaver shows up. Oh, it's 8 more. Five, right? 5. Okay, so humans are getting their food again. I'll leave it then. Beavers, 2 beavers. Right, I'm gonna pay for the upgrades first. Right, pay 5. This is pay 10. Once the beaver comes, this will be free, this will be free. Alright, we do need wood. Place wood for now. Okay, that does not remove. Good. Alright, so this is an option. You can actually keep that. Because if you don't choose this button over here, it will automatically remove it. I think it was this one right here, right? Somewhere. Like automatically removes shit. Right? Yeah, auto return disables ingredients, right? So you want to make sure that you don't check this if you want to keep it the way it always was. But if you... The new thing is if you disable this, or let's say you disable this, and all this gets returned back to the warehouse instantly. So that's a new thing. Be careful, right? And I think it was defaulted on load. Okay. Need more workers. Okay. What do you have? Ooh, she's got the farm. Oh no! Not the farm. Wow. Get 3 for 120 seconds. Versus left, I get 1 resolve. I think this might be better, because we're probably going to do a lot of chopping. That one. Ah, shit. We do have a kiln. Beautiful. Oh, shit. This is gonna be a problem. We don't have to solve that right away. Use that right. 1 point. Need money, right? I really need money. If I spend this, I wouldn't be able to buy this. Yeah. Man. Alright, what am I gonna do here? How much more do I need? 12. 5 amazing picks. Oh yeah. All of these are amazing, right? I mean, that's not bad either, right? I need money, though. Where am I gonna get the money? That's 10 coins right there, right? I think we'll just have to skip the beaver again.
Yeah. Tapaldi.
Ollie. Upgrade hearth gives amber. Well, I can't upgrade the hearth. I need 28 people. This is 28 people. This is not going to be it. This is a 28 kind of thing, right? And 2 hearths, right? Yeah, it needs 2 hearths too. I mean, this is the closest thing, but I can't get that in time. The only thing I can get is off of this. And I just need 1 coin, right? Oh no, wait. 3 coins? 3 coins, right? 3 coins! 3 coins. I miscalculated. What am I gonna do here, guys? What do I sell, guys? Probably sell tools, right? We can always make tools. Yeah, that's what I was thinking too. We can always make the tools.
Yes.
Right, so now we actually have real flour. Not the shitty flour. Okay.
Monde. Hilo.
Okay. What else? You? Oh yeah, you're done. I did buy it, right? Okay, yeah, okay, I did buy it. Every time the trader leaves, I'm like, oh shit, did I buy it? Yeah, I did buy it. Kill ya. Does trade route glow red when it upgrades the trade route's level? What do you mean? Does the trade routes glow red when it upgrades the trade route level? No, the red glow? You're talking about these red glows? These red glows mean you're missing something. I don't know about the glow red you're talking about. Does trade route glow red when it upgrades the trade route level? Nah, this means it doesn't have enough. Yeah, this just means you don't have the resource you need. So if you don't have, like, say, this, it glows red. Does that make sense? When it did this, it basically says I don't have it. So I could technically get it if I hurry up and spit that out, right? They did change it in such a way where it says if you have the resources, you're just missing that. It will actually show available, but it'll tell you what you're missing to make it work. So that's another new feature there. Okay. Hopefully that... Luella. AOL. Okay. High level corruption. 4. Perfect. Perfect. Okay. How long is the trade route gonna take? 2 minutes and 48? I guess for now we'll just... this here. I am hungry. 3 hippos.
Hacia acá. Rock Kelly.
Rock Kelly. Rock on. I'm not getting all of this in time, am I? Nope. I need this to be able to do that. Need 2 wood. Do it now, please. Do it now, please. Oh my god. Jolly. We have enough fuel? Now we should be able to loot all of that. Theoretically. Ooh, tavern. Oh. They now how if let's say hypothetically I took the leather worker, right? That would have made the workshop completely obsolete. But I'm not going to. I'm gonna take the tavern because that's a good deal. You know, the tavern is definitely a good deal. I love good deals. I don't know where to stick this. I'll stick it here. I do need to get a one of these thingies up and running. Just to make it pretty. I'll do that one too. I'll take it now. Neat. Flyer. Wait on it. Like 2, right? 2 left. Perfect. Ooh, carpenter. Oh, carpenter! And tools at the same time. I mean, the only reason to take this is for the... No. This is actually good because the beaver's proc. This is actually better than the tinker because the tinker doesn't have the extra 10% proc chance with the beaver in it. I really don't need this. So this actually is a huge improvement over the other one. This beaver specialization. Oh, sorry about that. I had to sneeze. So I was like, oh my goodness. I had to pause my mic there. Oh dear lord. Common, isn't it? Okay, I'm gonna take you out here temporarily. Uh, 16, right? We should be able to take care of it. Theoretically. Wait, what happened to that one? Why is it not for? Oh. Hurry, please. We need that resist. Whew. Alright. Just in time. Justin Beavers. Justin Beavers. Okay, so we can now upgrade this one. What, 10? 5, I'll pay for it. 5, I'll pay for it. Alright, so now when the beavers show up, we're gonna get these 10s for free. We actually don't have to pay to unlock the next grouping. Alright, because right here you'll see we have 3 choices. Beavers show up, we'll get the 4th. These will be free. No upgrades required. All about saving money. Is that a special beaver modifier? Well, the beaver modifier has always been that. If they start off in your settlement, then it automatically upgrades this. But if they don't start in your settlement, it gives you a little bit of an extra time to pay for the upgrades that will cause that then the beavers, once they show up, you'll get the next upgrade. All the species have some sort of special ability. For example, the humans have the reveal the fertile soil ability, right? The foxes have reveals a geyser, and it's also immune to the hostility of the forest. Oh, they actually added now, huh? It's very new here. They used to not have this. So this is actually a new tooltip. It tells you exactly what the abilities are now. Because before, it used to be inside the flavor text, and you had to, like, figure out what the hell that flavor text meant. Now it's clear cut. Proficiency means double, increase extra yields. Comfort means +5. They really should also add in what the proficiency is on top of that. To make it even more useful, right? But yeah, you need to upgrade your citadel to get those extra perks. So when you look at the beavers, it doesn't say here though. Once I get it, I'll show you. Okay. Raptulas. Okay. We may not get all that fast enough. But we will. Great. Perfect.
Yeah.
Hello, Mr. Beaver. Ooh, oh. Oh. Oh, I'm thinking about that. I don't know. Nah, it's not worth the trouble. Worth the trouble. Dual carriage system. 2 Rainpunk hauling cars will be assigned to the main warehouse to help transport buildings between buildings faster. Reroll. All villagers have room for 1 more. Not great. But it's not the worst, actually. Not great, but it's not the worst. Want something that lowers hostility, though. Use what is from the shadows? Oh yeah, gain new villagers. We could get that to test. I don't know. This is new. I just don't know if that 100% reaches 100% corruption, right? Every time Voice of the Sealed Forest triggers after Hearth reaches 100 corruption. I think it's this, right? That has to trigger. It has to kill 3 people. I think it has to kill 3 people. I mean, you could avoid the 3 killing by getting on the Scarlet Orchard with the tablets avoiding death. I can't think of another way to avoid death. The only thing I can think of is Hidden from the Queen that doesn't increase the impatient bar, right? So you get the death for free with no consequences with Hidden from the Queen. That's the only thing I can think of. What do you guys think? Should I take that or re-roll? That is a very tricky one to decide on. Or re-roll, right? I'll just re-roll. Fine. Ah, shit. Oh, no. I should have probably taken something earlier. Yeah, I guess I'll take this one. Not that great. Alright, we're gonna take the beaver now. Now we have more options. The last one costs 15. Does this mean that you can ignore Sis if you get hidden from the Queen? Oh, that's a very good point, actually. I didn't think about that. I'm thinking there. That's a very interesting idea, actually. Mr. Garg. Technically, yeah, you're right. I could ignore Sis if I get hidden from the Queen. Right? Because if I always lose 3, I get 3 back. I'm not losing any villagers. And then hidden from the Queen makes my impatient bar never moves. Yeah, the Blight Post technically is free. Yeah, I probably should have taken that to test it out. But I would have to have hidden from the Queen, though, right? How do you hide from the Queen? There's a thing called hidden from the Queen. Right? The Crown doesn't need to know everything. There is no impatient penalty when villagers leave or die. But impatient will grow 600% faster starting from drizzle year 9. Now, if you win before year 9, that's not a problem. Now, also, on top of that, there is a Stormforged version of this where the penalty is removed. So this, you don't get this penalty here. The grow 600% faster year 9 does not apply if you have a Stormforged version of this. Which makes it so that you can just kill villagers over and over and over and over and milk, like, cannibalism, because they recently buffed this. Right, they recently buffed the cannibalism. Canna. Alright, they've recently buffed this from 30 to 40. Right. I mean, other things too is the tablets or whatever, right? Yeah, interesting idea, actually. I should have probably taken that just to see if I get hidden from the queen and then just exploit the hell out of it. Hmm. Okay. Yeah, I feel like I wasted my cornerstones. I really do. This is only useful now for fabric, right? 12? One is the loneliest number you'll ever know. Yes. Alright, I want this for sure. Well, hang on before we do that. I want to get our bonfire, whatever the hell. I want this. I don't need that guy anymore. Man, all that meat is such a waste, huh? That meat is... Don't worry. Okay. Should be able to get all of that. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Ah, shit, the kiln's out. Oh no, we need blue water. Blue water. We got here. For 5? Not a great deal, though. These are terrible deals. We have a lot of... No, actually, no. High levels of corruption. Okay. Alright, it's time to collect some of these. This gets me better bricks. I don't even know the brickyard's worth it at this point. Well, I mean, it does definitely do better return. I guess I'll wait on it. Yeah, I'm getting so many, it doesn't really matter, though. So this is the thing about the roads, right? See how, like, I replaced that? They don't get that 15% speed, but they have to, like, deliver it one by one. Really annoying. Alright, what do you got for him? Grill? Distillery. Grill. I can't get more. I can't get the second hearth unless I do a, I get 28, right? Where am I gonna place this? Somewhere over here, right? I feel like. Yeah, right here, roughly. Do you normally avoid dangerous glades? If I don't need to open it, I don't usually go in there. Because otherwise, it just increases your hostility, and then you have to, like, figure out how to mitigate it. Does that make sense? I mean, if I get an order later that says, hey, you know, open hostility, you know, whatever, like this, I might, right? I mean, have beer. That one I need to figure out how to do. You could probably just buy it. But sometimes you'll get, like, orders that say, hey, you know, open 2 at the same time. Right? Or open 3. And so when I get those orders, then I'll open it, right? Because otherwise, it's like you open it, and then suddenly you get those orders, and like, ah, shit. You just wasted it, and now you've increased yourself more hostility, right?
Yeah, see.
Yeah, hello, gentle beings? Yeah, hey, Shepin, what's going on? Yeah, I just thought that you get more resources from large glades and maybe have better information with cornerstones direction me. Well, sure, I get more resources large glades, but what do I need right now? I mean, I already have the veggies available to me, right? I've got the meat here. What other resources do you really want from the glades? Sure, you get more, but I can't even finish all the ones I currently have, right? I'm barely, like, finishing out all the ones I currently have. Like, how much more resources do you need than what's here, right? I mean, if I have nothing left in terms of resources, then yeah, I'll open some glades. But at the moment, it's like, what do I need? I mean, I've got bricks coming in. I don't need to open anything, right? Don't need stones, right? I've already got the reed here, plus the walls. I should chop off this, and this gets me, you know, whatever this thingy, right? Fiber, right? I've already got veggies sitting here. I actually don't need the veggies because I have a farm now, right? And I've got herbs right here, and I've also got the herb garden. So if there's no reason to go into a glade, then yeah, don't open the glade, right? Just don't give yourself that headache.
Yeah.
It's not worth the trouble. I usually do things when there's a reason to do it. There's just because you can, you shouldn't really do it because it will actually increase your hostility. That makes your situation worse. Let's guess that means I just need too much directions and can't think for myself. Yeah, if somebody says, "Oh, you gotta do this and that," well, you gotta think about it. Why do you need to open the glade first? You gotta give yourself a reason to open it. Like, if somebody has a valid reason, then yeah, I can be on board for it. But right now, there's no reason to. It's like when somebody was asking me, like, why do you turn off auto-collect or whatever, which I should be doing. Because this could be a trade order. And so I forgot to turn that off. Goodness. I really should be turning off the food. So that humans don't drain my resources. I need to stop eating veggies. Mina's got cooties. Mina's got cooties. Mina always has cooties. Alright, so the other one was what? Brew time. Brickyard. Yeah, let's do brickyard so I get the pottery. Oh shit, I'm out of wood. Actually. Mine. Alright, so I need more people, right?
Hi.
What is this? This is a new icon. Ooh, this is new. Workers who are assigned to a workable place that matches their comfort specialization receives an additional +2 resolve from the comfort effect. I'll take it, actually. Very, very good deal. Very good deal. Really need anything else. Small press. Gain 3 oil every time flour is made. Yes, I'll take it. A terrible deal. A decent deal. Mediocre. I'll take... Right is not bad, but I can always make it. Or 5, right? 5 on the right. 4 on the left. Fine, I'll take the right. Love oil press? Yes. Speaking of, I need to get that supplier running too. That means foxes should be getting extra resolve, right? Yeah, +7 now. Alright, so we need lots of wood. Lots of wood. And I need 4 more people to join us. I don't need anything off of her, right? We can leave. Man, we really need lots of wood, don't we? I probably should have bought the planks off of her. That was a mistake. Not buying those planks. The grill should kick in, right? Yeah. Houdini. Yeah. This one. Alright, so we have fuel. We have oil. For Shali. We need housing. That's not helping. Alright, can I stick a hearth over it? Yes, right. Okay. Finally, we have a second hearth here. Really want to stick it in. Might move this over. Alright, so we have Brickyard. 15, 25, 12. Go. This is year 5, right? My tea, your tea. Alright, we're still in the game. We're alive. Need to get a neighborhood going, right? What's your deal? Fire Beaver's upset. Jesus Christ. Alright, this one is bricks. Bricks and pine. Now this one will give us flour. And we need biscuits, right? Pines. Biscuits and pine. What else do we have? These are terrible deals. This is actually not bad. Yeah, I was about to do global modifier that gives -3 to hearth radius, but outside of having issues with putting service buildings in range of a hearth, is it an indirect buff at placing multiple hearths? Yes, it is indirect because you can actually do it. You can actually place them now side by side. So in some ways, the answer to your question is yes, it is a indirect buff. Because it's more compact. You can get away with more. Because right now the radius makes it harder for me to place the thingy where I want it to go. What do I really need right now? Really need any, per se. I have almost everything. Well, I shouldn't have done that. Oh my god, that was a mistake, guys. That was a mistake. Fuck. That was a mistake. Big time. Forgot to set the clay. students. Is there anything else I possibly need? I would. Need more wood. Lots of wood. Oh. Ooh. Ah! I'll take it. Firekeepers. Okay, what is it? Hostility is reduced by 10 every time you sell 30, but complex food needs is less. This is not a good thing. It's worse than it was before. I'm gonna go with this one. We should... Maybe. Maybe. Stone scrolls. Yeah. Not a good deal. That technically should arrive before she leaves. Kinda cutting it close. I need this though. 50 or what? 50. Eight on the 4 on the right. Might be able to get the money in. Oh, 7. 8. Perfect. Alright, that solves one of my problems, right? Ale, I can get off of the brewery. You can't disable this thing. So that... Not gonna fuss it. Oil. We will be able to get oil. We will be able to get coats. Fields. Now we have a raise and open glades. Need one more field from neighborhood, or what are we looking at here? 2, 3, 4, 4, 5, 6. I gotta come up with 6 on my own. Camp. Is there anything I need off this check? Hail, Hydra. Is there anything else I need off this check? Close enough. Hiya. Yeah. Alright, we're gonna open glades at night, right? Or not at night, but during the storm. Because that'll give us tools. Okay.
Ahanda.
Alright, so you're done.
Tapaldi.
So ale, scrolls, farm fields, coats, the fur.
Tasna. Tara.
Siaka.
Theaka. Ooh, ranch or forager? Ranch, right? Gets this. This thing. $30 of that. So I need to get pickle goods. Biscuits. Pickle goods and biscuits. Need another one of these. One of these. Okay, with the tinker gives me something. Where am I gonna stick this tinker? Oh my goodness, where am I gonna stick this tinker? I'm out of space here. Fine, I'll just... That's gonna be useful for making backup provisions.
Velula.
This gets me a form. Form is actually easy to put up. Need humans, right? Well, more boxes. Take all. Alright, so this one right here, we move. Or we just need to get coats, right? Coats with the fur. This is what? I think it's speed, right? Double yield champ. Here, so. Oh shit, this is... Oh shit, this is bad, guys. Oh, fuck me. Oh my god, I just realized how bad this is. Oh, we're gonna lose people. We're gonna lose. We're fucked, guys. We are fucked. Oh, we are fucked. Fucked. Oh, we are so fucked. Oh my god, we are so fucked. Oh, we are so fucked. On fucked. Oh, fuck me! God. Oh, we are so fucked. We are so fucked. Shit. Nothing is saving me right. Yep. Fucked. We only had that cornerstone, yes. Fuck. It doesn't make a difference anymore. We're so fucked. Beavers. Beavers. Ah, fucked. Yep, we got fucked. In the butt. Every which way imaginable. Alright, we need fuel, right? I just realized how bad it was. When I saw that 22, I was like, oh shit. Too bad. Oh, we're short on one on that. Short one on that. Boy, that was terrible. That was terrible. Crisis semi-averted? Semi-averted. We were gonna open the glade too this year too, and I forgot to. Open the glade. Ooh, this is good. That's not a bad deal, huh? Fine. Need money? That's not a bad deal. I can't open a glade right now, right? Next year. What I will pay. Oh, I don't have any. Oh, I don't have any thingy bobs. Kind of stinks, right? Gain packs every time I make herbs. Get clay per minute. I guess I'll clay per minute. Oh, you need 3, right? Fine, I'll take it. Huh. Deal with this guy. This gets me eggs. This is fine. Eggs. Eggs helps me more. Alright, do we have planks? Yes, we have planks. We just don't have money. Have money? Buy shit. Yeah, you don't even... Oh, fuck. I want the planks. Hey, that will also solve my problem right away. Guess I can. Yeah, I can make my. I need like what? More? What is this? 8? Unaffected. Hold off on that. Not important right now. So I only need what, 6? Take off. How's my feel? Okay, so that's 15 on that side. You only need one more of that. Human heart. One fox and 2 human. Bunch of human. You go across the street from me. Right, Rushali's. We need to open glades. Need to open glades. Pussy. She said pussy. Likes pussy.
So Layla.
Layla.
Yeah, Ekiro.
Farm fields, pack of crops. $25. Coats. The fur. Alright, so at night, we're gonna pop glades. Pop these.
Hello.
Beltula.
A2.
Lushali.
Oh shit. Hey, what do we got here? Better biscuits, right? Alright, that is our new biscuit problem. Oh. Wait, no. Yeah, cookhouse, right? Air pumps. E. Come on. Harvesters. Okay. Maybe I can do a mine here. How do I get foxes up?
Aquí, hola.
Biscuits. We need to get some porridge going here. Way. Porridge. Well, that's probably why the foxes dropped off. Well, that's because the skewer stopped. So the neighbor's done. I need what? Coats?
Meina Coli.
Got coat. Coats? An altar? Oh no. Like an altar. Leakage.
Telori.
Hamida.
Beavers. I need to open a glade. Need to open 2 glades, maybe? I need to get something with soil. Oh. If I do that now, it's gonna be a problem. 30 resolve. 30 hustle. Yes, soil. Not so perfect. Not so perfect. Well, that will solve my problem there. This one, what am I gonna do? Could do the oil. Do the barrel.
Meina Coli.
Mina's got cooties.
Warbo.
Alright, so 3 points. The other one is not a point. Oh, I'm losing oil. At 50. Losing oil. Three points. 1, 2, 3, 4. I need 4 more. Four more points on my own. Fallen Blizzard? 0.5 is not that good. More oil. I really need a empathy cornerstone. Empathy cornerstone would be really useful right about now.
Bulldog.
Oh, empathy cornerstone, please. Helps me. What's this one? Steel kitchen? Oh, I don't need this. Oh, beavers. Humans are eating biscuits. Terrible. Nothing I need off of prayer book. What's this one? Oh my god, look how beavers? Left, right? One's right. Just balance it out a little bit. Alright, I should probably set up a second hearth somewhere. The 1 point? Better? Better, just... Probably, right? Alright, so this one is oil. Oil? We didn't get empathy cornerstone, did we? 16? That's not happening. Nothing I need off the dude. Let him. Not like I'm gonna do a whole lot with it at this point. Do foxes have clay pots for the cauldron event? What do you mean? What do you mean clay pots? I have it right here. I have everything I need there. What is this? 39? God.
Here.
Eggs and... I think it's only... should be 4. To get the hostility, I need, like, what? 28 times... Sorry. 14 times 3. What is 14 times 3? Like 42. Need 5 more people. To get hostility reduction. I have everything I could possibly want, right? Oh shit, I forgot to do farming this year. Oh fuck! I forgot to farm this year. What a waste, guys. A waste. Oh dear. A complete waste, guys. Missing out on the farming. Terrible. Gone. I fucked up and didn't farm this year. They can still plant, right? No buff? No, they can't plant. They can't plant. Plant is only done during the drizzle. Not even planting. Yeah, well, it's past drizzle already. I know, as soon as I saw that, I was like, ah, shit, I fucked up. Fucked up. Big time. That's not helping anymore. I think this is the end of the road. He's already given me everything he could possibly get. Then again, beavers, eh. Game is lasting longer than it needs. Shit! I really fucked up that one. Hardcore.
Sia.
Topaldi.
Oh dear lord. Ooh, quality control. People, yeah. Generous gifts. Now I can't delete that building anymore. I can't. Oh, yeah. Figure out how to hide all my wood now, right? Alright, so I gotta hide all my wood, right? Or just use it. Humans are what? We got 42, right? So I need to get people over here. Get the reduction. Do we have any other boots on? I really should be moving towards that. That's only 12. I need 14 on the other side. They remove one foxhole. How many is unaffected? 3? Pondering over what I should open a glade right now. Just solve something. open something. I can try to solve it. Win. How much wood is left? No more wood left. Ah, shit. Harmony's terrible. Fine. What is this? Factory. Oil, honey. More oil, right? More oil. Not gonna do anything for us other than increase resolve. Temple? Temple. That will give us more resolve. One more. More? Oh my god. You know, that lowers all my resolves. 14. 14. Perfect.
So how?
Gonna do this.
Pulta.
1 point. I only need resolve from, say, humans or beavers. Humans, probably. Beavers, they can just take a hike. Oh, beavers decide to stay. Well, it's so nice of you to stay, beavers. Welcome. I don't need. I just need humans to give me that. You're 9. Holy shit, you. We don't need to farm anymore, actually. Everything's over. It's all over now. It's over! When you say it's over. Every line, sure. Don't matter. Yeah. It's over. It's over! Year 9, though. This is very bad, though. We're in year 9. Very, very bad year 9. Ugh, terrible. Year 9. No objective, right? Time to burn oil? Yeah. Don't need to worry about any of that. That was terrible. That was a very terrible run. Yep, that's exactly where I was thinking right there. This. This, right. Alright, we got a double. Double, right? I'll take the double. So flooded mine is going to be a big problem, right? You'll gain 2 more hostilities point per villager since with this new nerf. It's gonna be a big problem, right? 5, 6, 7, 6, 7. Yeah. Right. So what we'll do is we will enter our thing in 30, 62, right? 32, P20 dash number 2. So quick bathroom break here, and then I will sort this out. So BRB, guys.